Divine All Blessed, I want to respond to the question about psychic reading and protocols of psychic reading. It's a question that I didn't see until too late into my 12 o'clock broadcast to address. But I'm going to do a series of short videos over time about protocols of psychic reading. And what was being asked, I believe it was Dark Tantra Sister, I think, who asked me this question. I can't remember. I have to go back and look. But about readers reading. A true, authentic reader cannot turn that off. That's 24 hours a day. Now, we use cards, shells, runes, other things as a tool, but the reading has to pass through the reader. The gift has to pass through the reader. So technically, you can't turn this off. You learn how to, tone down the chatter when you're trying to do other things, when you're trying to do normal waking things. But a real, truly gifted spiritualist, and spiritualists read through many means, but can absolutely read without a tool and cannot turn that off. I can stand behind you in the grocery store and your business will filter through my mind. Part of the protocol is I don't have a right or a place to tell you anything about it. I don't have a right or a place to mention it. I don't have a right or a place to judge it. Even in my head, as that movie, that video is passing through I don't even have a right to judge it until you ask me to get involved. When you say, I need a reading, I need your help, I need your assistance, then a reader can then go into detail. But even in the course of a tarot reading, I don't know everything that I see, especially if you don't ask. And a qualified reader, such as myself, will coach you in the asking. Are you sure? Are you clear? Would you like to look at? Would you like to examine? I don't just randomly rattle off everything that I see, everything that I feel, everything that I hear. It's not always important. It's not always pertinent. And it's not always appropriate. When the person is ready to address, then you can address it. Then you can address it. So the notion of people reading you without your permission is a tricky question. Um, are they at home throwing down tarot cards on you, thinking about you, looking at you, addressing you? People do it, but they shouldn't. I say it all the time. You should never just throw down cards or do a divination randomly, period, and particularly on yourself or even other people. But in terms of just our ability to just read, you've heard me say, I can read everyone that's in the chat. I can read everyone that's in the room. I don't care where you are, but it's not my business. Any more than if you were on the bus, the train, the plane, everybody's talking, everybody's holding a conversation, and a mother and dad or a son, and his sister are sitting behind you holding a conversation, a deep personal conversation, and you hear all the words, you hear all the details. It's not my place to get involved. It ain't my place to comment. It ain't my place to turn around and say, yeah, you should do and you should not do. It's not my place. So a real reader, absolutely, who has the gift, cannot turn that off. You can't. So it's always on. It's always in your head. That's why some people with spiritual gifts, with no preparation, no training, unfortunately end up with mental health issues, stresses in life, struggles in life, other issues in life that they have to heal and clean up, because there's no training for this. There's no training. What separates a psychic who hears conversation from a schizophrenic who hears conversation? And where's the system in this society, in this culture, to fix that, to repair that, to clean it up? So I'm going to do a series of these videos directly geared at that question. What are the protocols of psychic reading? So we're going to call this number one, And the first protocol is, can they read me without permission? They're not supposed to, but if they're really an organic reader, they absolutely can, and the information is already in their head. Often when a client comes to me, 15 minutes before you call me, I'm already getting your information. But when I answer the phone, it's not my place to immediately go into that. I give you an opportunity to speak. We greet each other. We acknowledge each other. We connect in that space. I hear your request, and then I follow through. But a really, truly organic, psychic, spiritualist reader, whether they read by palm, palm readers, claim to read the markings in your hand. That's part of the process. But you still can't be a accurate palm reader without intuition, without spirit intuition. And so that will often manifest in imagery, voices, sounds, vibrations. So a natural reader can't turn that off. You can. Sometimes even in the course of the show, you see me up here because I'm separating in my head from what's being said and what's being spoken and what's being promoted in the moment. So I hope, beloved, I was able to answer and respond to that question. It is bad protocol. It is a violation to go into people's business, to read people's business, absolutely to discuss people's business. But if it's real, if it's authentic, the Akashic records can't be turned off. It can be tuned down. You can be tuned out. You can be unconscious. But if you're conscious and you're woke, then that radio station is on, and you can't stop it. There are protocols to psychic reading.